Siemanczko, witam was w grze Tainted Grail, Fall of the Avalon. Wracamy do momentu, gdzie jesteśmy tutaj w tej twierdzy. Dalej ja tutaj mam już wyrośniętą tą tajemniczą roślinę. I to jest tajemniczy korzeń Egona. Wyrosła mi ta roślina.
Not bad. Listen, how about we grow something bigger? Size-wise, how else? Good.
Okay.
Now pay attention, because I won't say this twice. You're going to get us some pumpkin seeds.
Gdzie mogę znaleźć takie nasiona?
I don't know. Find a farm. Ask some farmers. Do you need everything spelled out for you?
Okej. To mamy zrobione. W takim razie idziemy teraz do tej wioski tutaj na dole. Zobaczymy, co tam nam powiedzą. Tego, no w sumie od wioski, tej osady rybackiej tutaj. Znajduje się ona tam na dole. Co to jest? Whisky. Wietrznie tu jest. Czy można tutaj na prawo spaść? Zaraz zobaczymy sobie. No można. Ale czy warto? Nie pewnie, czy coś tam jest. O, tu mamy pierwszego mieszkańca. Hello, hello. Dara.
Hey, you're heading to the village, right? Tiernan should let you in. Take this medicine to my father, will you? Goban is a loud man. You shouldn't have trouble finding him.
Okay.
I can't promise that talking to him will be any fun. Come to me after.
Okej, twoja dzisiaj co jest nie tak? Strażnicy mogą mieć żony i dzieci?
Not all keepers have been here their entire life, you know? He got me before he joined the Horns. Serves me right for wanting to find him, stupid son of a bitch. If only I knew what it would entail.
Po co kolejna
If I
latarnia?
had a gold coin for every time someone asked me that, I could fund the damn thing myself. Look, it's Camelot's orders. I get paid to follow them, not to question them. If they want to throw money at us to keep up appearances, that's their problem. I'm not about to stop them. Stay out of trouble.
Idziemy do wiochy. Korzeń.
Oh, Mother have mercy. Not another one. If I let you pass, will you promise not to make any trouble? That's just my luck. Take the post, Tiernan, they told me. You'll be looking after a village full of old farts. That's practically early retirement, they said. What a load of crap. There's always something. If it's not the deck falling apart, it's a refugee running around biting people.
Czy pogryz ludzi?
Well, to be fair, he only bit one person. But it was a keeper. I know Mahone can be a piece of shit sometimes, but gods. Now both of them are sick. And Heber's got no clue what's wrong. Which is the only reason that refugee isn't dead. Yet. So, he's sitting in a cage. His wife's crying all day and everyone's pissed. Meanwhile, I'm stuck in the middle of it all.
Ogólnie kiedyś czytałem, że ugryzienie człowieka jest jednym z takich najbardziej zabójczych.
The deck? Nah. Just old wood. Honestly, it's the least of my problems. But I've got no way to fix it. Dara's always busy with his lighthouse, and every time I try to do it myself, someone else needs me for something. I can't even sneak out to the tavern because last time some rich bint started complaining that everything here smells of fish. That's a seaside village. What else would it smell of?
Mogę pomóc w naprawie mostu.
You do that? That would be a huge relief. Well, maybe not huge. There are bigger problems, but it'd be a start. Truth be told, I don't know why they want it so badly. It's for boats. No one here even uses boats. But Well, you know how it is with old folks. Once they get fixated on something, there's no point in arguing. I'd pay if I could, but this was supposed to be my job. The budget's long gone. But if you're interested, I could teach you a thing or two about home decor. Not exactly standard keeper knowledge, but, well, we all have our secrets.
Dziwne, bo interesujesz się, powiedz mi coś więcej o tej bogatej wyspie.
See you
Dobra,
around.
idziemy zobaczyć, co z tym mostem. Ale on rozumiem, że przywalił kasę. Tam coś powiedział. No to ten ziomek, co siedzi w klatce. Paul. Beatrice.
What do you want? To gawk at the beast? Well, I'll have to disappoint you. My Cole is not the monster you all believe him to be.
Ciekawe.
So you really don't know? If you're not from here, I'm not sure what could have brought you to this hellhole. But you have my sympathies. Just know that Cole isn't like that. Something is poisoning his mind and soul. I don't know what it is, or why it happened to Cole. But now we're all at the mercy of those damned keepers. One evening there was a quarrel between our group, the villagers, and one of the keepers. They'd had a bit too much to drink and let some comments slip. They hurled insults at us, saying there's no place for us here, that we should just get the hell out of here because things are hard for everyone. Hard? Sure. I bet that bunch of wimps wouldn't last a week outside. All they do is sit in that keep of theirs, thinking they're the defenders of justice.
Strasznie dziwnie jej się trzęsie, zauważyłem to już przy paru postaciach. Tekstura ubrań poniżej pasa. Co było potem?
Well, Cole went mad. I've never seen him like that before. He attacked that keeper and bit him. It was serious, but the keeper survived. If it weren't for the other men from the village, things could have ended very differently. Afterwards, they chained Cole up and locked him in a cage. His condition started to worsen. They said a monster like him doesn't deserve a jail cell. Jail cells are for humans. Bastards.
Nie zabili go od razu?
Surprising, isn't it? It seems that Quartermaster Fergus banned any kind of vigilante behaviour. And the local healer said he wants to make sure whatever made Cole this way isn't contagious. So as long as that question remains unanswered, we're at a standstill. But honestly, if anything happens to that keeper, I have no doubt Cole will be killed and will be thrown out of the keep.
Ale druga sprawa to też jest to, że chce się sprawdzić, czy się nie zarażą inni. Tak, dlatego stoi w publicznym miejscu.
This
Chyba, że
might
to jest
sound
ten.
silly, but before we reached the keep, we came near a strange structure. The locals call it the Arch Spire. In the morning, we realised everyone had a strange dream. But it was a little different for each of us. Cole started acting weird after that. And in time, it only got worse. No, only that, well, it didn't make much sense. But he was convinced that something bit him. He kept checking. It must have been some bug. Something changed by the weirdness. That must have caused his fever, his insanity. Well, it was pretty typical. We started a fire and threw some cobwebs into it. Fran brought them back from one of his treks. That boy could always find them somehow. It was our protection from the night and the weirdness. Ellis was on watch that day, but from what he told us, he eventually fell asleep. We were lucky no one slit our throats. I was in a strange place. Dark. Full of fog. Eerie. I was trying to find him. I called out, but no one answered. I was alone in the night, and then I kept falling, and falling, and falling. And then I woke up. We set up camp near the arch spire. We hoped that bandits wouldn't dare to venture into a place like that. Well, now I know why we could have been right. With everything that's been happening lately, I'm ready to believe in every strange thing in this world.
Okej, no to pomożemy im na pewno. Czy z nim da się pogadać? Słyszymy? No dobra. Czyli jemu się coś stało. Nową lokację, wioska. Wejdziemy. Wejdziemy jeszcze tutaj, zobaczymy. Czy ktoś tutaj ma jakieś questy, czy coś takiego. Tu na pewno ta babka, pamiętam, że miała.
I wish Morris were here with me already. Do you need help settling in, dear? This isn't the best day to start a new life in this place, but we don't always get to choose, do we? What a nasty business with that boy. I'm almost glad my Morris isn't here for this. He's such a bleeding heart.
Coś stało.
Oh, I'm not sure, love. I don't move around too much. I just heard about that fight with the road keeper, and now poor Cole's locked up in a cage. Him and Patrice make such a lovely young couple. They remind me of Morris and me when we were their age. I'm sorry, dear. I hope I didn't offend you. I'm still not used to all this. You see, I was born in Little Grove and thought I would live out the rest of my life there, working in the orchards in the mornings and drinking warm cider with my beloved in the evenings. We never wanted to see the world. I guess sometimes the world doesn't give us a choice, does it? That's what people say, but I never agreed. I weathered many storms with my Morris, coming out stronger each time. Avalon taught us to cherish the little joys of our everyday life. Without those lessons, we wouldn't have survived what happened to our village. Little Grove was raided by bandits, a local gang that had been terrorizing the area for months, growing in numbers with each raid. Their leader, Bald Kate they called her, somehow got hold of a branding iron used to mark outlaws. After pillaging a village, she'd brand some men and women of her choosing. That way, Kate made sure nobody would ever help them, and that they'd have no choice but to turn to her if they wanted to survive. My Morris used to be a skilled tanner. I guess that's why she picked him.
No, w sumie skuteczny sposób.
It is, isn't it? Kate is nothing if not resourceful. It's a shame she doesn't put that talent into helping people instead of hurting them. I don't know. The keeper at the gate turned Morris away because of the brand on his face. I would have left with him, but I was sick and exhausted from the journey, so I promised to join him when I got better. Except now I've no idea where to find him. No, he only promised that he'd find somewhere safe, but I'm not sure if there is any such place left in the south. Oh, Mother bless you, my dear. That's all I could ask for. Please, let me know as soon as you learn anything.
Okej.
A dream? Oh, yes. There was one, but I don't quite remember what it was about. I'm sorry, dear. At
Okay.
first, it wasn't so bad, but now it gets worse every day. We just sit around here, doing nothing. Don't get me wrong, we have food, we have a roof over our heads, and we're grateful for that, but no one trusts us enough to let us do any work. None of us wants to be a freeloader, as they call us. I wouldn't mind a task or two to earn my keep and to take my mind off my troubles. I might not be all hale and hearty, but I've still got two good hands, which is more than you can say about some of the codgers living here. Stay safe, dear.
Tania siła robocza i oni jej nie wykorzystują? Co?
I've already told you I'm not going anywhere. If you want something from me, then... Oh. I don't know you. I'm Dugald. You're not one of us. And you're not a local either.
You could have chosen a better time to come here. Kind of poor ambience, if you know what I mean.
Well, at least we have a roof over our heads. My boy Frank and I came here with the others. We left our village because we had to. Well, I had to. But Frank is a good lad, so he came with me. I took him in, you know.
Found the poor sod at the mill, sleeping in the hay. He was chilled to the bone back then, but I could tell he'd be a strong lad once he thawed out. He used to help out on the farm.
He's young, but he already has a couple of tattoos. Tribal ones. Means he must have been cast out of the Del Rita.
At first, the people in our village gave him dirty looks. But then they realized he wasn't a bandit.
He was a good, hard-working kid. Then they started to treat him as one of their own. Ah, Frank is a quiet boy, and he doesn't talk much about himself. I feel like those days with the reader are long buried for him. Almost like he never lived them. Yeah. Roscree. Few shacks and a small field of grain. I was a miller back there. My daughter married a good, hard-working man. Eventually, I gave them the mill.
Still helped around, but wanted to let the young folks learn how to work there. Then this kid, Frank, came along. Everything seemed to be going pretty well.
Of course, something happened. Life here can't just be bearable. Oh no. Everything has to get screwed up somehow. That's the way it goes in this cursed land. My dear Trina and her bairn. They got caught by a weird beast. I started to hit the bottle and finally, my son-in-law kicked me out. I left Roscree. And so did Frank. He says he has some kind of life debt. And he won't leave me alone until one of us drops dead.
Ciekawe, czy to jest ta sama osoba. Nie, bo on mówi, że synek jej, no to już chyba było urodzone dziecko, nie? To raczej nie, dobra, nie pasuje, bo tam było, że ona wciąż dopiero była.
To be honest, I'm a bit confused about what's going on. Usually it was me who yelled at everyone, and now I feel like a drudge. And this nasty thing with Cole. Poor lad. Shouldn't have ended like that. He and Beatrice got along very well. Let me tell you something. When I saw all these wrinklies around here, I thought this place would suit me. But then all this shit happened. I suspect we won't stay here long.
What? Ah, yes. The people are making a fuss over nothing. A dream is just a dream. No need to dwell on it.
Okej, to coś czuję, że tylko te dwie osoby nam opowiedzą o tych swoich snach. Reszta niekoniecznie. Okay. Elis. Co?
Sorry. Just a bit of grim humor. You know, about what's been happening here. Such a mess, isn't it? Cola's all right, and Beatrice, what a shame. Such a fine girl. Anyway, I'm Ellis. Nice to meet you. What do you need?
To był dziwny sen, najdziwniejsza cholera, że jaką w życiu miałem. Kiedy się obudziliśmy, okazało się, że każdy z nas miał jakąś pokręconą noc. Ja byłem gdzieś na odluciu, czułem jakby coś mnie goniło. Ale to Cole miał naprawdę przechlapane. Chodził potem przybity, jakby dostał w łeb workiem cegieł. Wiecie, co to są cegły w ogóle? Coś się w nim zmieniło? Tak nie, wiesz, Cole zawsze był porywczy, zwłaszcza gdy wszystko szło w diabły. ale wtedy, cóż, wszystko szło do dupy. Ale tym razem nie wiem, to było inne. Nawet nie próbował rozmawiać z Beatrice. Normalnie są dobrą parą, pasują do siebie. Powiedział, o co chodziło? Nie, nie rozmawiał ani ze mną, ani z nikim innym z grupy. Chyba nie chciał, żebyśmy się martwili, zwłaszcza jego dziewczę. Tej nocy, kiedy miałeś dziwny sen, stałeś wtedy na warcie, prawda? Zgadza się. Przyznałem się im, że zasnąłem po filmie, miałem chyba ciężki jak ołów. A zanim się obejrzałem, już krapałem. Może to głupie, ale miałem dziwne wrażenie, jakby coś mnie zapraszało. Do tego snu, znaczy się. Nie pytaj mnie dlaczego. Brzmi to jak szaleństwo, kiedy o tym mówię, no ale... No cóż, byliśmy wykończeni, więc pewnie to tylko zmęczenie. Powiedz mi o sobie.
Well,
No to jest
I'm
ten
Ellis.
list, złotnictwo,
Goldsmithing
twoje
is
życie
my
i
life
pasja.
and
A tak
passion.
między...
And between you and me, I feel like I'm losing my mind without it. When I hold tools and make beautiful things, it feels like I can bring some light into this wretched world. I wish I was somewhere where I could just do some goldsmithing, but I'm a bit scared. So, here I am, sitting on my ass in some village listening to waves and the screams of seagulls and old men. Nothing to write home about, even if I still had one.
Kurde, a ten... No, przecież złotnikiem podobno był. No, Kowal chyba szukał
I was
złotnika.
working as a goldsmith in a group of, let's call them business people. I was once traveling with a caravan that got attacked by him. Their chief was a smart guy. The moment he heard I was a goldsmith, he knew what to do with me. He got me converting all the jewelry they stole into new pieces. Do you want to hear what I did once?
No pewnie, dawaj.
We went to Timberwall. The gang wanted to rob some merchant's house. We holed up in a seedy tavern and waited for the right moment. Then, one night they broke in. Came back with a whole load of trinkets. Beautiful stuff. The moment I saw it all, I instantly knew what I wanted to craft. They gave me a couple of days. I tinkered for a bit, and then, ta-da! Brand new merchandise. After I was finished, I dressed myself all nice, went to that merchant's house and went, "Good morning, kind sir. I'm a goldsmith. My work is renowned in all of Camelot. Would you be interested in what I have to offer?" You know what he said? Of course I would. That nonce bought the entire lot, even though I inflated the prices like a street peddler. And when I came back, the others couldn't believe their eyes. I thought I was gonna keel over. I miss that.
No cóż. A, i tu mam tego plemiennego
Something
wojownika.
happened. Frank listens.
Dawno jakiś straszny mieć dziwne szyny, nie jesteś to?
Frank
Spytajmy
doesn't
o tym.
dream. Frank calls them visions. And yes, Frank had one not long ago. Alone, surrounded by wolves. They were no aggressive, so Frank felt no fear. It was they who feared Frank. Then, I caught the scent of blood and followed it. But I didn't reach the end. The vision stopped. Now, Frank waits for the next one, to see what's ahead.
Strasznie rzadkie włosy mam. Nie jesteś stąd,
I'm
prawda?
not from anywhere. Frank is attached to nowhere. I found a home with Dugald. I owe him a life debt. Frank was never a dull reader. Not without a name. Without a name, you are nobody in the tribe. Like me. And if that lasts too long, you must leave. I left and became Frank. Frank. A name, and not a name. Nothing happened to Frank. A stray.
Okej.
Frank cannot be a dull riada. His mother was. But the tribe decided that he was not worthy of a name. That is why he is not of the tribes. Conquer. Wolf. Strong. Important name. Not seen in the south for a long time. Must be dead. A place without a leader. As I see it, it will finally fall apart. One way or another. There are no tales about a place that survived without a strong leadership. And it's not about kings, nobleshites, or chieftains. Titles are just words that pull the wool over a man's eyes. What's needed is a strong soul with a strong name. And their names mean as much as Frang's, which is to say, nothing. Now they're a bit like Frang, strays with no home. But Rhys is strong, despite what happened with Cole. Ellis, he's funny. I like him. Rawson, I know nothing about her. And Dugald, a man who became Frang's father. He has my gratitude. Don't bother. Frang never met the keepers, but the unnamed boy did. Once, a few of them, many years ago, we fought. The unnamed boy survived even though he showed fear. Shouldn't do that. The keepers approached the camp of the boy's people, but that past does not belong to Frang. I'm Frang.
Dobra. Pogadaliśmy chyba ze wszystkimi tutaj, z tej strony. Przy okazji zapiszę. Oj. Czy tam coś jest? Tam widać jakieś ruiny. Czekajcie teraz, tak o, ja tak wrócę, to będę tam z powrotem w tej wiosce. Dobra, zobaczmy te ruiny, co tam jest, może ciekawego coś. Gdzie jeszcze nie zabiję tu gdzieś. No czekajcie, jeszcze tu coś jest. To jest pytanie, czy to jest po prostu tak zrobione, żeby... Oj, żeby było, czy coś tu można zobaczyć? Kurczę, wiecie co, im dalej tam pójdę, tym widzę, że... No, to jakiś portal jest. Aha, dobra, bo ja poszedł z tej strony, to wyszedł... Dobra, to ja chyba widzę to w oddali, to miejsce. Dobra, tam nie będę szedł, bo tam jest misja. Żeby zobaczyć, więc... Na razie zajmiemy się tą lokalizacją. Topór bojowy plemienia Spain. Ooo. Postać, zobaczmy co to za topór. Pewnie ciężki jest to. Redukuje maksymalne punkty, zwiększa obrażenia o 25%. Kurde, ale to teraz pytanie. Czy to już jest wliczone, te 25%, czy jeszcze nie? Wiecie o co mi chodzi? No bo jeżeli nie jest wliczone, to znaczy, że jest gorszy od tego stępionego Claymora. I chyba Claymore jest chyba lepszy. Nie rozumiem. Zobaczcie, śmieszna sprawa. Te 25% już działa. Bo zobaczcie, że teraz spójrzcie na Claymora, że ma 30 do 33. I jak ja go wybiorę, i wtedy spada. Więc czekajcie, zobaczmy ile to ma tak naprawdę. 19,34. Tym bonusem. A Claymore bez bonusu ma... dobra, Claymore jest lepszy. Bo dopiero jak dobywałem do ręki ten topór, to dopiero te obliczenia wchodziły w grę. Dobra, zobaczmy. O, jest skrzyneczka. Też niczego jest. Wytrawny mocny łuk. Następnie mamy co? Wzmocniona skrzynia zamknięta. Zobaczcie, jak jestem dobry w otwieraniu tego wszystkiego. Moneta przypomina młotek atłasowe spodnie, czyli to takie, powiedzmy, szlacheckie to są spodnie. Dobra, płyniemy sobie to jeszcze tutaj dookoła. To chyba nie ma co wchodzić na tą górę, bo tu nie widzę, żeby cokolwiek miało być. Żadnych zabudowań, nic takiego nie widzę, więc raczej tam nic nie ma. Mam nadzieję, że nie marnuję w tym momencie na zasadzie, że wiecie, co tam jest superanckiego, a ja tam nie pójdę. Dobra. Portal mamy. Jeżeli dobrze mówię, to tak się nazywa, portal. Patrzmy jeszcze tutaj, czegoś nie ma wystającego z ziemi. Do wykopania? Nie, pusto. Ale to śmiesznie. Trochę. Czy można sobie podejść z tej strony, taką normalnie wioskę najechać? Myślałem, że dwuwymiarowy ten kamień jest. Dobra. On coś mówił o rolniku, więc chyba tutaj... No, widzę jakiś sklep chyba. Nawet mam wieszony znaczek. Hello! Więc walczysz o potencjalnych klientów, będąc niemiły. Jak to się sprawdza?
Pursue potential customers. Listen here, pal. Clearly you don't understand how trading works in a place like this. I've no idea where you come from, but here, It's the potential customer who needs to pursue the vendor. And that vendor decides to sell to them or not. It's the vendor who makes the decision, not the other way around. How many people here do you think are offering to exchange goods for coins? I'll tell you, not bloody many. Yeah, Orla, a woman merchant from the keep. Go on, try giving her your money. I bet she'll just shortchange you and call it a day. She has no wit and no finesse when it comes to trading. I wouldn't mind knowing that myself. She stole a lucrative business contract out from under me and my family, then made herself at home here. Damn those Timberwall merchants. Everyone's always yammering about Timberwall. Timber this, timber that. Bugger them all. Remember, good business, only with Quanacht. Fair prices, no bullshit. I just told you, sometimes you can also exchange material, but anyway.
Dobra, bo tutaj jakieś gadanie troszkę z grupy już mnie to męczy.
After the accident, I was stuck at home, sitting on my ass and looking after the books. It was driving me crazy. Not what I wanted from life. When that contract I told you about fell through, I stayed here for a bit. Lost track of time. My brother got worried, so he came looking for me. I told him I'm not going back empty-handed. So he said we might as well do business here then. He helped me set up the shop, then left for home. After the accident, I was stuck at home, sitting on my ass and look. When that
Jeszcze raz to samo mówi.
You've never heard of them? That's.
Wiecie, bo coś się zepsuło?
There was someone poking around. Fianola, I think. Said she was heading in the direction of the sunken village, but got a bit confused along the way. I mean, I don't blame her. First thing I did when I arrived was ask the locals what this village is called. And they just said, wait for it, the village. There's also a sunken village nearby. So I asked them what that one was called, and they said, the sunken village. So I asked what it was called before it was flooded, and they told me, the village. How do you even work with that? Long enough to know what sells. Not that I'd mind having a wider selection of goods, you know. Some more options on offer. But people here don't need much, so what you see is all I have. Then there's the refugees. For now, I guess they're good business. But long term, doubt it. Sooner or later they'll run out of money. They don't have any way to earn it since no one wants them here. They'll get kicked out, or they'll just leave and not come back. But there'll be others around to keep the businesses running, more or less.
Co ma na sprzedaż? Nic ciekawego. Żeby mu te gacie sprzedać. Ten łuk też... łuk to nie wiem w sumie. Raczej też. Dobra, miedziana strzała. Jedna sztuka? Zauważyłem jedną rzecz, później wam pokażę. Jak się ulepsza jakieś temy, to ceny są złe. Cebularz. O nie, ciasto mamy to nie. Pieczone ziemniaki. Zupa rybna. I okej. Napraw. Daj 50 drewna. Masz kolego drewno na sprzedaż może? Nie, to masz ziemniaki, takie rzeczy. Drewna trzeba aż 50, całkiem sporo. Tak to rybak? Berg. Nie pogadamy. Hello. W ogóle chyba nie to jest chyba jakiś NPC bez tego. Wiecie co? Zastanawiam teraz co, bo ja miałem kwiaty Beatrice zanieść. Gdzie ona była? Nie to, nie to. O, dobra. Ja nie wiem, czy to zadanie się nie zepsuło, szczerze wam powiem, bo to zadanie inaczej wcześniej działało. Kolejny ten. O, super. 200 expa. Bo to zadanie było na takiej zasadzie, że ten gościu wcześniej, w poprzedniej wersji, był już tutaj powieszony. O.
What? What? Do you know the meaning of those flowers? Revenge. Revenge? Deception. There's nothing nice about it, and I don't know if he...
No to
Thank
wybacz,
you.
nie wiem,
Take
co to
those-
za kwiaty były. Co was tutaj sprowadziło? Right. Tam tu pochodzicie? Kiedy tu przybyliście? Dobra, nie mam ochoty z nimi tutaj rozmawiać. Czcze gadanie. Zobaczmy następne osoby. O, jest.
Bloody hell, look at this. I do not...
Dobra, stary. Masz te
No,
leki. On ogólnie jest chory, damy mu leki, on jest niemiły i... Czekaj, nie wyglądasz najlepiej, może warto coś z tym zrobić.
Peace and quiet. Listen, healthy.
Finlay się tobą opiekuje?
Quite a sudden interest.
Napisz się Billy.
Hold on. Hey, first of all,
Dobra, ogólnie chodzi, problem jest... Dobra, gościu goń się. Nie będzie chłodnie. On ogólnie przez to picie jest chory. I ogólnie zadanie będzie takie, żeby go namówić, żeby nie chał. Ten nic nam nie powie. To jest niemowa, nie? Tutaj. To jest rybak. Okej, on nic nam nie powie. Nic. Teraz idziemy do karczmy. Mieliśmy pogadać z karczmarzem po to, żeby dał nam dokument jakiegoś ziomka, bo zostawił je tutaj, więc zaczniemy od tego.
Here from Kuna. No, I don't recall. No, listen. I don't know what's going on. Half of them couldn't tell the quartermaster's seal from a pile of hot. But that means... No. Impossible. What if... Holy moonshine. I remember. Sigibald. It was Sigibald who left those documents behind. I've no idea how you found out about it. Sigi. He's dead. Taken by a fever.
To albo ktoś nas oszukał.
Aye, of course I have. I didn't just throw them in some... He was a good... Here, after what you said, I assume you'll... Things are...
Dobra, dzięki.
You mean... Why is it called that? Don't know. Probably because of all those old folks around. A lot has been happening here lately. Plenty of new faces. I definitely can't complain. I'm finally running a proper tavern. People come and go and the regulars drink as usual, as it should be. Daddy will be proud. Hey, not here, obviously. You won't see your old man here unless your name's Dara. Mine sent me here because he hoped I'd make something out of my life. He never wanted me to pour a beer and look at the same tired mugs day in, day out, but as it turns out, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I got mauled by a weird beast during a hunt, and after that, the captain decided I wasn't any good for active service, so he sent me here. I was bored out of my mind, and since there wasn't one here, I decided to start a tavern. At least I'm not as bored anymore.
Wino, spirytus, bimber droższy. A to ciekawe. Żadnych przepisów nie ma. Czy to wszystko? Tak. Dziękuję za rozmowę. Alkoholu nie można ruszać.
Who are you? Another refugee? This place is already crawling with your lot. It's like a Camelosian privy after a feast. In my day, you only saw old familiar faces round here. And maybe we didn't all love each other. But a local is a local. It was easier to share with others, even when you didn't have much. That's so. Fine. Whatever you say. But yeah, I could see that you don't really look like one of them. Just pass them through then. Shame it had to be now. Not so long ago, we just sat down and had a drink with the rest of the lads. Now I come here alone. I don't know, but you could put something on the table, and then maybe we can talk.
Czekaj, to ja wolę coś zamówić. O, czekaj.
Thank you. We used to come here, the three of us. Me, Berg, and Fedley. But lately, something's gotten into Berg, and it all kinda fell apart. Hell knows what happened. One day he just stopped talking to us. We went to his house to get him, but he only cursed a blue streak at us. Say, mate, do you feel like talking to an old obla? I feel bad for him, but I've got no more patience. And Finley. Let's just say Finley's no good at this stuff. Now you're talking. Ever since he got so maudlin, Berg usually sits alone by the sea. Let me know what's wrong with him.
Okej. O. Myślałem, bo białe, widzieliście białe włosy, jak mu przeskoczyły. Plony ze sobą gadają? Nie. Ale chodzi o to, że przed chwilą miał białe włosy. Myślałem, że jest w tym takim stroju, co mieli we Francji, kiedyś wiecie, takie włosy na głowę, co się zakładało. Dobra, tu mamy kogoś kolejnego. Tutaj coś jest. Otwórz. Wow, piękny obraz. Tutaj można kogoś okraść. Rozumiem, że można sobie pokój na mnie zwinąć. Okej, pusto, dobra. Zacznijmy od tej osoby.
Hello, child. You look competent enough. I can see that you're not of noble blood. Oh, no need to tell me that. I've tutored the children of aristocrats from all over Avalon. Fortunately for you, my opinion of them is not particularly high. Oh, and you don't look like one of the locals. Are you a visitor? Or an adventurer? You can talk. Now, I'm sure we'll get along. My name is Lady Elaine. I oversee the Farshire Library, the greatest collection of books in this part of Avalon. Oh, biding my time, until a brave adventurer with a death wish comes along and asks if there's anything they can help me with.
Oj, nie to mi się kliknęło. Brzmi dobrze, co mam robić?
Surprising. I'm looking for someone who will help me find a certain artifact. So, are you interested, child?
Jasne. Co mam zrobić?
In one of my books, I found a reference to a certain object, a figure most likely, which had the ability to dispel the wordness like a minhair can. Apparently, it can be found on the ship called Andraste,
Kot mi zadymę robi.
which sank over 100 years ago somewhere in this area.
O co chodzi
The
w
Last
tej książce?
Voyage of the Andraste by Elvis the Lightkeeper. He was one of the more notable keepers. In his waning years, he became an adjutant to Captain Lex. But it's best if you read it yourself. You can read, can't you? But just be very careful. This is a very rare publication. Read it very carefully, and after you're done, come to me, and I'll tell you more. A deal?
Dobra, dawaj tą
And
książkę.
they say young people don't want to learn anything. Come on, chop, chop, chop. Get to reading.
Dobra, pewnie musimy przeczytać i odpowiedzieć na jakieś pytania, jak przeczytamy. To nie było dobre miejsce, na pewno nie dla ludzi. Dziwaczna aparatura używana do bogowie wiedzą czego, napisy w nieznanym języku i ten niepokojący posąg. Wciąż na samo wspomnienie przychodzi mnie dreszcz, a włosy podnoszą się na rękach. I pomyśleć, że to wszystko kryło się, a może i kryje się nadal, tak blisko rogów południa. Jak dla mnie powinni zawalić wejście do kopalni i zapieczętować cholerstwo na wieki. Próbowałem przekonać kapitana Lexa, żeby niczego nie zabierać z tych przeklętych komnat, ale na nic się to nie zdało. Czteroramienna, nieruchoma postać po prostu tam stała, ale widziałem, jak przyciąga mojego przełożonego. Przypominała trochę te przedziwaczne menhiry, o jakich wspominają wieśniacy z głębi lądu, choć nie imponowała swoimi rozmiarami. Na rozkaz kapitana przyczepiliśmy towar do ładowni i ruszyliśmy w stronę Wyspy Umarłych i azylu na wyspie. Dopiero teraz, gdy piszę te słowa, biorąc pod uwagę późniejsze zdarzenia, zdaję sobie sprawę, jak okrutnie brzmiała ta nazwa – Wyspa Umarłych. Z rozmyślań wyrwał mnie przeraźliwy hałas, jakby uderzenie gromu. Zwaliło mnie z nóg i jak smacianą lalkę rzuciło o maszt. Dopiero po chwili zdałem sobie sprawę, że coś uderzyło od dołu w statek. Coś wielkiego. Woda zalewała pokład. Wszyscy biegali i krzyczeli jak opętani. Wszyscy, których nie wyrzuciło za burtę. Nie wiedziałem, co się dzieje. Czy Noli wpakowała nas na skały? Wtem drugie uderzenie, tym razem z lewej burty. Wtedy ją zobaczyłem. Jej łuskowane cielsko mignęło przed oczami tylko przez króciutką chwilę, a i tak nigdy nie zapomnę tego widoku, póki żyję. To był koszmar z głębin, o którym legendy opowiadał każdy marynarz z południa. Statek tonął, a ja wpatrywałem się w punkt, w którym mignął mi morski stwór. Chwilę później odłamek masztu uderzył mnie w głowę i straciłem przytomność. Do tej pory nie wiem, czy to jako jedyny przeżyłem było decyzją bogów, zrządzeniem losu, czy kaprysem. Czemu akurat ja? Czy zostałem wybrany, żeby opowiedzieć tę historię? Jeśli tak, to właśnie czynię i dziękuję za możliwość, których rozumiem nie obejmę. Zaraz mi chatę rozniesie. Hej, co robisz? Dobra, jakie są pytania? Tak.
Oh, splendid, splendid. Oh, it's an egg. According to Elvis the Lightkeeper, in the mine near the hall.
Posąg. Posążek starego... Figura pramieszkańca chyba.
That's right. This is the artifact I'm looking for. One that might be vital to repelling the wordness.
Ogólnie te trupy takie to są właśnie pramieszkańcy chyba.
The figure is smaller than a menhir and light enough that they were able to carry it to the ship without any trouble. Were it small, it would probably have been placed in Captain Lex's quarters instead of in the hold. I've estimated it should be about 1 meter tall. Good. Next question. What was the Andraste's destination?
Wyspa Umarłych? Azyl na wyspie?
Correct. Be very careful with what I'm about to tell you. But some believe that the Red Priests are dedicated to studying the wordness instead of the Red Death. Captain Lex must have thought they'd pay him generously for a four-dweller artifact. Last question. What sank the
Potwór morski.
Andraste?
Sztorm, potwór, wrogi statek.
Yes, you did well, child. I can see that you were paying attention. According to Elvis, the Andraste was sunk by the legendary terror from the deep. But if you want to know more, ask your keeper friends. They should be much better informed. Now, all you need to do is find the wreck of the Andraste and retrieve the mysterious figure. Oh, if only I knew. It must have happened somewhere on the way between the Horns of the South and the Island Asylum. Oh, but where exactly? Fortunately, I know something that could help us. In the Horns of the South Museum, there are some extremely interesting books and documents lying around and collecting dust. Can you imagine having such treasures at hand and choosing to completely ignore them? Oh, barbarians. Among them, you'll find the Andraste's logbook, which was saved by Elvis. I've read it, of course, but I know nothing about sailing. I'm sure such a competent child as yourself will handle it much better. Go to the Horns of the South Museum, read the logbook, and then tell me whether you managed to locate the wreck of the Andraste.
Wiecie co, jeszcze tutaj jedna rozmowa nam chyba została, tak? Tu są... O nie, czekajcie. Ktoś jest na górze jeszcze? A, jeszcze tu ktoś jest. Mansard.
You're not from around here, are you? Come on. Sit down and tell me.
Chcesz wiedzieć?
Don't know. If I knew what to ask, I'd have asked it all. Now that I believe. Everywhere's a mess. Even here. I remember when we were held in the same regard as Camelot. Look at us now. They're taken in wimps. It's nothing like the old days. You bet they were. It's all been falling apart ever since they put Captain Brendan in charge. That one's got 2 coins where his eye should be, if you ask me. Doesn't care about anyone or anything. He's just looking out for his own skin. Worst captain I ever served under, no doubt. Not that I serve anymore, I'm retired now. Filth everywhere, and it reeks of fish. Everyone's terrified of the weirdness. It's hard to believe I've lived long enough to see times like these. Not that long ago, we used to scare kids with stories about the weirdness. But now, grown men wet themselves if we tell the same tales. Honestly, I'm done with it all. I don't even recognize this world anymore. And I don't want to. Don't even get me started. I talk to Riderick from the museum sometimes, but that one's a real know-it-all. We always end up arguing about how things used to be. Cast me, they're all just as bad as each other. It's never gonna be the same again. My brothers are gone, and I'm left here, all alone. We had a beautiful tradition. Choosing new keepers was done differently back then. You had to lie down and sleep in a special spot, but that's all I'm gonna say. It's a secret, and it looks like it'll die with me. Of course I do. In my day, it wasn't sunken. It was a beautiful, lively place. Pilgrims would visit the All-Mother's Temple and Excalibur, and end up in the village. It broke my heart when I heard about the flooding. They say the Druids caused it, but who really knows? It doesn't matter now, who did or didn't do what. It's over, that's all. Now go on, leave me, like everyone else has. There's nobody left with...
Okej, ta pułapka jeszcze na dole. No nie, jeszcze tu 2 osoby jakieś tam.
Oi, Noel!
Randomki.
What if I pulled Excalibur from that stone, but it broke, but only at the tip? Would I still get to be king, or not?
You're so daft, Randall. Some magical lass living in a lake gave the king the sword when he broke his own bashing 4-armed skulls.
So, the one in the stone, what's that called? It's not Excalibur, is it?
Nah, the one in the stone was called, don't know. Sword in the stone, I guess.
Sod it. Whatever. So, if I pulled the sword in the stone from the, stone, and it broke, but only a little, would I still get to be king?
What? No. You'd have to pull out all of it. Only the one who pulls out the sword gets to be king, yeah? Not the one who pulls out a bit of the sword.
Wait, but if you have a sword and it breaks, do you tell everyone that you have a sword or that you have a piece of the sword? Besides, you can always take it to the smith and he can fix a new tip.
But if he fixes a new tip, it won't be the same sword.
Are you off your knocker? How's it not the same sword? So, what is it now? A ploughshare?
A shit-share.
Listen, just listen to me. You've got it all wrong. You've got a sword, right? And then the tip breaks off, so you attach a new one, right? But then, let's just say it breaks again.
That's one shitty sword you have there.
Now, listen to me. Now, damn it. It breaks off, so you fix it with a new piece again. And then it happens again, and again, and again. Until you finally get yourself a whole new blade from the smith. So get this, if the whole blade was replaced, is it still the same sword?
Well, no, it isn't.
there you have it. You just need to be, what's the word? Rational.
Fine, fine. Now let's have a drink. My throat's drier than a priestess purse.
See, now you sound rational.
Ogólnie chodzi tutaj, to co oni rozmawiają, tak a propos, chodzi tu prawdopodobnie twórcy nawiązują do okrętu Tezeusza. To jest jakiś okręt, jeszcze teraz musicie sprawdzić na 100%, żeby wiedzieć, na Google, czy tam na Wiki, który był tak jakby przez wieki, bo on gdzieś tam stoi sobie. I tam było właśnie rozmowa, czy jeżeli ta łódź by stała przez te wieki i byłaby cały czas odnawiana, czy powiedzmy deski gniją, trzeba je wymienić, to czy po tych powiedzmy, nie wiem, 1000 lat, jak te deski powiedzmy cały czas żeśmy wymieniali, to czy ten okręt jest dalej tym okrętem Tezeusza, czy to już nie jest okręt Tezeusza? Takie filozoficzne rozważania, wiecie o co chodzi. Dzień dobry.
Excuse me, could you get me a clean glass? And I mean clean, not just wiped 3 times with a dirty rag.
Masz kubek, nie szklankę, to po pierwsze. Drugie, jak ty możesz tam widzieć, że to jest brudne?
My name is Alyssa Murray, and I'm here with my husband, a very important cloth merchant. But surely you must have heard about our family. Not to brag, but we are rather prominent. I am famed amongst Camelot's courtiers for throwing the most magnificent feasts.
Twoja suknia jest dość specyficzna. Zobaczcie, że ona ma tę kość na klacie, tak jak w pancerzu Artura.
Thank you. I designed it myself. I wanted to blend in with the people of the South. The savage tribes, the brave lightkeepers. I wanted to make an homage to them with my new style, and I do believe I've succeeded. I can feel everyone here gazing at me with awe. I'm sorry, but I don't take fashion advice from people wearing rags.
Okay.
Well, my Duncan is here on business, of course. A very important contract with the Lightkeepers. I decided to accompany him because I have never been to the South, and I've heard so much about its wild, untamed beauty. So far, it's turned out to be terribly dull. And the smell! It's like stale fish and sweat. Hopefully I don't have to suffer it much longer. Pray, tell me, do you know anyone here who would run a small errand for me?
Jasne.
Oh, nothing major. You see, I've had my eye on this beautiful abandoned estate overlooking the sea. It's not very far from here, but it's far enough away from all this rabble. If we stay here for a while, I need a place for myself. You understand that, right? No offense, but I can't keep living in a filthy room at an inn. When I asked the innkeeper to draw me a bath, he brought me a bucket. A bucket! Can you imagine? Finally, someone sympathetic to my plight. My Duncan has been heartless about it. He just keeps going on about how I was the one who wanted to come here. He told me to deal with it. Can you believe that? The nerve of the man. Well, what he doesn't know can't hurt him, can it? He should be glad that I can take care of myself. I'm not like the other high-born women, sitting around waiting to be handed everything on a silver platter. And besides, he knows better than to say no to me. Fine. The problem is that the manor appears to have some occupants, not legal ones, mind you, who need to be evicted. Forcibly, if there's no other way. You'll do it for me, won't you, dear? Splendid! I can't wait to start decorating. Maybe something nautical, to go with the sound of the waves crashing on the cliffs? Or do you think that's a trifle trite?
Dobra. Są jakieś zadania? Aha, dobra, to odnośnie wejścia na zamek. Rekordy połowów. Kogo? Fiona, ale... Ona? Nie. Fionola. Elaine? Zobaczmy, kto to jest. O. Wiecie, co jest w tamtym kierunku? A, dobra, mamy ją znaleźć gdzieś tam. Okay. Czy kogoś jeszcze żeśmy pominęli? Chyba nie. Na tym zakończymy ten przegadany znowu odcinek. Liczę na to, że w końcu w następnym odcinku będziemy mogli wyruszyć z tej twierdzy na jakąś przygodę, powalczyć coś, bo już trochę naprawdę mnie to trochę dobijać zaczyna to całe gadanie. No ale nic. Tyle, jeżeli chodzi o ten odcinek. Ja wam dziękuję za oglądanie. Jeżeli udało wam się dotrwać do końca i przesłuchać te wszystkie dialogi razem ze mną, widzimy się w następnym, mam nadzieję, na jakiejś przygodzie. Siemaneczku.